All right. What's up, everybody? Decided to do some crazy soft resetting instead of the easy Legends EA Arceus shiny hunting because I'm crazy. So we're going to be soft resetting Arceus and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I don't have a Master Ball, so that should be fun because I accidentally used it like an idiot before I started really like shiny hunting. Hey, what's up, Fantucky? And the second screen here is my 3DS with my virtual console copy of Pokemon Crystal. This one I do have a Master Ball, so we don't really have to worry about this one if we end up getting a shiny Celebi. Luckily, when I went back to the States for the holidays, my mother did not throw out a bunch of my old stuff, so lucked out there. Gen 4, I'm a water guy, so I chose Piplup. For my replay of like this remake, I did Chimchar. But I usually always go water starter. First playthrough, usually always water starter. Yeah, luckily on the 3DS, it's pretty pretty easy setup to reset on the virtual console. But I will say this does feel weird doing 2 games at once. How about you? What starter do you usually pick? Do you have like a specific type? Grass Ghost user always end up picking Piplup, sometimes Turtwig. No love for Chimchar. I think. It says it disconnected. Okay, I think we're back. Potentially. Okay. I always go water starter because they usually, they always get ice moves. So it's nice to just always have ice move on a Pokemon readily available for any dragons. And then even like against other grass types, since you're usually weak against them. I just saw your comment. I'll comment here and then I'll respond on YouTube as well. In terms of Legends Arceus, not necessarily any specific shinies I'm going for. Kind of just going for the living dex, like a shiny living dex. Like I kind of started shiny hunting once again. Uh, kind of like last year with Legends Arceus. I think I'm at like, I want to say like 300 or so. I think like once they add Pokemon Home compatibility with ZA, then I can move all of those over. So I'll be at like around like 300, I think. So still quite a ways to go. And unfortunately, because when I first played Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl remakes, I went through it pretty quickly. Like, I didn't really play it that much. I think I beat the game in like 15 hours or something. And then I just stopped playing. And then I didn't realize that they had the mystery gift, so that you can go like shiny hunt Arceus, not Arceus, Darkrai and Shaman. So I missed that mystery gift, so I can't do that. So I'll just have to wait for another time. Who knows how long. Let me see here. Let's see. Am I still? We're still good. I guess I should have a counter for how many resets, but it's my first time doing like 2 different systems at the same time. So just leave it as is. If one of these end up shining, I can just go back through the footage, see how much. Yeah, I'm so glad that my 3DS was not thrown out. I'm like, I went through my old games, and on Ultra Moon, I'm currently in one of the like ultra wormhole dimensions or whatever, where I was like stop resetting for Xerneas. So that's like another hunt that I can do. Whoops. Mark the Bum 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 bum. Crystal. I also have silver. So I only bought silver and crystal on the virtual console, and then I have Pokemon Yellow as well. And then like the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire games, the Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun Moon. I couldn't find my physical cartridge for Pokemon Y, so unfortunately don't have access to that anymore. But I do have my original copy of Pokemon Diamond still. I've since like restarted that game and like did Nuzlocke runs and stuff like that, so it's not like the original save, but I have the original cartridge. Got silver only on 3DS. Yeah, I think I specifically made sure to get crystal as well because I think this is the only legitimate way to shiny hunt Celebi, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Oris was like amazing. I love that. Third generation is one of my favorite generations. So when they remade those, and then all the new Mega Evolutions that they added, yeah, that game was dope. Even so I kind of started a new series on the YouTube channel, Pokemon Conquest. I think there was a demo. Wasn't that like a turn-based RPG kind of thing? Like, I know this is technically a turn-based RPG kind of thing, but it was more like a strategy game, I think. Pokemon Conquest sounds familiar. I feel like I played a demo or something, but I definitely didn't buy it. I was pressing B instead of A. But yeah, in terms of Gen 3, like I have a series that I started on my channel where I'm having my friend who doesn't really know much about Pokemon outside of like Generation 1. He's ranking Pokemon designs for the first time, like seeing them. And I'm gonna upload the third generation video um, like in the next maybe 12 hours. And oh, whoops. And it seems like he enjoyed Gen 3 so far out of all of them in terms of designs for Pokemon. So it's been pretty cool seeing someone who doesn't really know Pokemon see Pokemon designs for the first time and rank them. The event for Celebi. Okay, yeah. So I think there were event shinies. But in terms of like catching it yourself, I think Crystal is the only way to catch a shiny Celebi, like with your own trainer ID. Kind of like how Kingdom Hearts combo Final Fantasy and Disney. Yeah, okay. It's coming back to me. Because, yeah, I remember, I think when it first came out, I'm pretty sure like the demo, um, it was like such a unique, it was like a new thing. Like it wasn't normal. Can't wait for part 3. He better have put Skitty in S rank. Only time will tell. I will say, Gen 3 had the most S ranks so far. My plan is to have him rank all of them. So pretty much my plan is to finish all the way up to Gen 9 right before, ideally before the Pokemon Presents for the 30th anniversary. Just so he can kind of be caught up. And then maybe, you know, I floated the idea, like maybe we'll get him to like play a Pokemon game, like a modern Pokemon game. So if he can get his hands on the Switch 2, I was thinking Legends EA would be a nice introduction, kind of get back into things, has all the megas, so he can kind of see those in game. And then if he is able to get a Switch 2, the update for Scarlet and Violet that actually has it 60 FPS, it feels like a whole different game. So him being able to experience Gen 9 in like actual like good performance would be probably nice. Because I still enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, even with the performance issues on the Switch 1. But man, launching that game on Switch 2 and just seeing how smooth it is now, a whole different game. Like I kind of want to replay it. Yeah, so I made sure, because I kind of forgot. I realized after the fact, I forgot Mega Raichu, the X and Y. And I think like, yeah, I think I forgot some of the newer Gen 1 Megas, but I think, because I forget, I don't think I had Mega Clefable on there too. So unfortunately, probably won't do a video of the Gen 1 Pokemon that I missed. I'll probably just show him off screen to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about these. Or maybe add it to the last video or something. But after noticing that, I made sure to try and remember. So for the 3rd generation, I did add Mega Absol Z. I thought I uploaded the image to the tier list maker, but I guess I like refreshed the page or something and then forgot. But I did show him Mega Absol Z. and he does rank it, so it's there technically. Yeah, I'm planning to show him everything. So all megas, Gigantamax. Yeah, no Z. Yeah, okay. Like I think I briefly showed him Mega Victory Bell, like opening up a new page and just showing him how it looked. But yeah, so moving on, I ideally shouldn't forget anything. So any megas, Gigantamax forms, regional stuff, all of that should be on there. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe we can slowly but surely make him join the cult of Pokemon and get back to playing a modern Pokemon game. Because then if he's able to get a Switch 2 and either play Legends EA or Scarlet and Violet, um, then I can play along with him. Because I'm planning to, once Pokemon Presents happens, we see Gen 10. I kind of want to go through the entire franchise and kind of just play through the entire franchise leading up to Gen 10. So going back and playing like Yellow and Crystal, etc., etc. Just as like a, I don't know, a celebration going through all the generations. So far after Gen 1, I think he's feeling pretty good. So with Gen 3, he kind of specifically mentioned that like he felt that the designs were kind of getting better. Because as much, for anyone who's been playing since the beginning, like I've been playing since the beginning, um, 30 years ago. Like Gen 1 is pretty simplistic. Like the designs are simple, but nothing like too crazy. But they definitely start getting better. Since he knows of Gen 2, yeah. So he does have currently. He does have a Switch. He does have Let's Go. I think he has both. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because he does have the Pokeball like controller. Um, so I did suggest like kind of maybe getting back into that and playing that. Because I think Let's Go Pikachu is a nice like, if you don't have access to Pokemon Yellow, which right now would only be on either original hardware or the 3DS Virtual Console. I think Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is a good replacement because he did play Pokemon Go. Yeah, I can't wait. Like, there's some cool Pokemon in the future generations. Like, so like, I'm uploading like shorts of all like my shiny hunts and whatever. So I'm like obviously way ahead in real time with the games I'm playing and the shiny hunts, etc. Because like you see ZA here. I've been playing that since maybe close to around Christmas time. I want to say. I was a bit late to the party because I didn't actually buy it. Because initially I was like, I don't know, like there's not necessarily much new stuff outside of like megas. Um, but then I was like, maybe for shiny hunting, like it would be nice. Um, but then my friend who actually bought it finished it. They didn't really enjoy it that much, and they were like, "Hey, do you want to like borrow it and play it and see how it is?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure." So borrowed it, played it. I think I did everything. Did the 1,000 battles, which was insane. I think my playtime was around maybe like 70 hours of like 100% the base game to get the shiny charm, and then started shiny hunting on ZA. I have a 8-bit do controller, so I have like there were times where whenever I would go to class, or if I'm sleeping, I would just have the controller pretty much auto playing, doing the bench method or the fast travel method, and then I would just wake up and then have a bunch of shinies waiting for me. So pretty far into ZA. I think I'm missing like 42 Pokemon to be shiny from the base game. And then I ended up buying the DLC because I'm crazy. So started the DLC, going through that, and then eventually gonna shiny hunt everything that I can. And ideally, once I can finish catching all the shinies in ZA that I don't already have, then I can go back and maybe start my series of going through the franchise. I also need to do the Pokemon Home Pokédex stuff because I didn't realize for a long time that they wanted you to catch the Pokemon within the game in order to get the like shiny mythical Pokemon rewards that they have. So when I'm going back and replaying the series or the franchise, I can use that as an opportunity to fill out the Pokemon Home Pokédex. My current team in ZA, so I have the Dragonite, the classic Dragonite that everyone uses for the 1,000 battles. So I have Dragonite. I have my starter for Alligator, so I always go water. Have Gardevoir, Tyranitar. I have a Gourgeist that I'm like pretty much just having ready so that whenever I do catch Annihilate, I can do that crazy like 2-hit KO shenanigans with Annihilate. And then the last one I have was Charizard, just because I recently used it to fight the Mega Crabominable, like the duo, because I didn't really have anything good for it, and they were kind of doing a lot of damage. But yeah, the team varies, but mainly Dragonite for Alligator, Tyranitar, Excadrills is in rotation every now and then. hope that we get uh it would be nice if we can get some new megas in Gen 10, but who knows? Um Definitely a new evolution. That would be great. We haven't had a evolution since Kalos with Sylveon, so we're kind of overdue. We still have what I think like half of the types that haven't been represented by an evolution. Uh, I usually I usually evolve my Pokemon. I can't think unless I'm doing like a specific kind of run or like a challenge, I probably won't evolve something, but I usually evolve them. It'd be so cool if the Celebi shined, because then I can transfer it all the way to the modern games. Luckily, all of the like Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Transporter, all that stuff, all those services are still good to go. Yeah, currently I have a full living dex. Um, I think I started making sure to have a living dex around X and Y. I think that was the first time I did a full living dex. Because then in future games, I would just move everything over instead of catching everything over again. Yeah, I haven't touched any of the ranked battles in ZA yet. I'll probably do that way later. I kind of just want to catch the shiny Pokemon first. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the only way I can potentially see a reasonable reason to like shut down Pokemon Bank or whatever is if, you know, you never know with the Pokemon Company, but you know, sometimes they love money and sometimes they don't. Um, but if they were to put like, you know, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, like the previous Pokemon games on Nintendo Switch Online, or they make you like specifically buy a separate Pokemon pack um, that has like the previous like 3 generations. I don't know how they would do the like DS games because of the dual screen. But if they at least add the first 3 generations, that would be cool. Your current rank beat for season 4 and your SD card set to read on my Switch. Oh damn. So like just in general, everything went bad on your SD, or like just your ZA data is like no good. Dual screen problem solved in Brilliant Diamond Shining Bro. So I do agree. My only question is like, because this is a full-on remake, right? So my question would be if they were to add the previous generation games on virtual console or like the Nintendo Switch Online, is like how those would work if they ported those over. Because the first 3 generations are fine, right? That's Game Boy, so they don't have to worry about anything there really. Um, but when they get into like the original Diamond and Pearl, and then you know Black and White, what X and Y, Sun and Moon, all of those games, like natural ports with the dual screen, I don't know how that would work if they were to do it. Now I hear that there's like rumors that there's like some attachment potentially. I don't know. But that would be the best case scenario. If Pokemon's just like, here, you can play the entire Pokemon franchise, generations 1 through 9. Or at least like the old ones, 1 through what, 7? You can play them all on your Switch 2. All with, you know, Pokemon Home compatibility. And previous event stuff is allowed, and you can shiny hunt, etc., etc. That would be the best case scenario. But you never know. They might even do some like, hey, only Gen 1 is available, and then like next month Gen 2. I wouldn't be surprised if they delayed releases. Yeah, like I kind of, I don't know why. I don't know if it was the marketing or what, but like I didn't even realize Black and White came out. Like I didn't even realize those games existed until I saw like the X and Y trailers, and they were like, "Oh, you know, the 6th generation of Pokemon." And I was like, "Wait, what about Gen 5? What happened? Where was I? Like was I living under a rock?" So then I had to go back and I went and played Gen 5 to get ready for Gen 6. Which makes sense because apparently uh, black and white, it's not kind of, it's a little difficult to focus. Um, Apparently they weren't the best selling Pokemon games, even though Gen 5 is one of my favorites as well. Because it had, it was like, it felt like Gen 1 again, where you had 150 something new Pokemon. There were no old Pokemon available until post game. So everything you saw was brand new. Yeah, I speaking of like those features, I do like what they did with Legends Arceus, where you could just use an item to evolve a Pokemon instead of trading. Like I know they want people to trade for like, version exclusives and stuff like that. But I think it would be nice if they could reintroduce that into modern, like the standard Pokemon games. Because, like you said, like if someone doesn't have friends, or maybe they just, don't have internet connection, Wi-Fi, whatever it may be. Um, it's nice to be able to like complete the Pokédex by yourself. So, like my plan for eventually finishing the like Pokemon Home Pokédex for Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond is, if it's a trade evolution, um, I'll just transfer it to Legends Arceus and then evolve it in Legends Arceus and then put it into Pokemon Home. So I don't have to worry about trading. Yeah, I think they should go back and give some Pokemon like stone evolutions so that people don't have to trade. Yeah, so I currently have the Pokeball design for Magirna. I have the shiny Eternatus for doing Legends Arceus. Um, I think I think that's it. I might have another one. I don't know. But yeah, I know I have that one in Shiny Eternatus. The other ones I need to go and catch everything and fill the Pokédex out and put it in Pokemon Home. It's tedious, but It's one of the like few ways to get some of these shiny Pokemon, so there's definitely no way I am getting a copy of the Pokemon Ranger games and doing the whole egg shiny, because that's insane. I like the Lola. I enjoyed it. It was a nice change of pace. Although, if they just released Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon first, I think people would have a better opinion on Sun and Moon. If they didn't have to release it twice and it was just Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, then I think it would probably be ranked higher for people. Now, I have seen that there's a way to like RNG manipulate shinies in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. I don't know if it's been fixed or not, but it's like some system with like tracking character blinks and using like some program to predict like when the shiny comes. Yeah, I didn't watch much of Sun and Moon. Like I haven't watched much of the anime since I was like younger. I think up to like maybe Generation 3 I remember watching. I don't remember like actively watching past that. Um, but the little I did see of Sun and Moon, I thought was like pretty cool. Like the Z move animations. Like, I think the few clips I saw was like Pikachu using the Z move, Turtonator when it was using the Z move. I thought that looked good. Yeah, I do the same thing. Type too fast, and then if I'm on my phone, it tries to autocorrect me the wrong way sometimes. It's annoying. part of me wants to go back and like watch the entire anime, but just the time to do all these things. I will say I'm so glad, even though I didn't watch the anime for many years, Ash's last Pokemon like battle where he finally does it. He finally becomes champion. Um, I remember like seeing clips of like when it came out in Japan, and they used the like original theme song, the like Japanese theme song, and everyone was like, "All right, you guys have one job for the English dub. You guys better do it." And, like seeing that moment, even as someone who hasn't watched the anime in years, that that thing hit me pretty hard. That was just like nostalgia and memories flowing in. I think I'll go for like a total of 2 hours of streaming these resets. About like another hour. Oh yeah. I'm fully caught up on One Piece. I started watching One Piece during the pandemic. I was like, I have all this time in my hands. I used to be one of the people that said One Piece was too long. No, it's not long enough. Boom, 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 boom. I hear there. I don't know if I saw it on Twitter or if it was like an official announcement, but apparently he's coming back for like a one episode, maybe like a one episode thing for the 30th anniversary or something. Man, the way I'm holding this controller is so funny. I have the Switch or the 8-bit Do controller for my Switch uh in my left hand. And then I'm resetting the 3DS with my right hand. It would be crazy to see like adult Ash. I feel like it would almost be like when in this what I think was Ultra Sun and Moon when they had the like new designs of red and blue. Full year time jump. So he'll still be like young. To think about what to eat after this. 7-Eleven and get some food there. Because Japan 7-Eleven is amazing. I'm trying to think how many soft like reset shinies I've gotten. I know I remember getting Groudon, I think, in either Sun and Moon or Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I forget, but I know I got shiny Groudon from soft resetting. And then I recently, spoiler for I guess a future short. Let me see, when is it releasing? It might be soon actually. But I got a shiny legendary going back to like Pokemon Sword and doing the Dynamax adventures. Let's see, when do I have that scheduled? Pretty sure. Japanese voice actor. Yeah, I don't think I've watched much of the Japanese anime. Because I grew up with English. release it? Maybe I messed it up. I'll have to search through it later. Oh, there it is. Okay. I was confused for a second because the thumbnail has a sand slash and I was looking for shiny legendary. When do I have this scheduled to drop? Oh, so tomorrow. Yeah, I got a shiny legendary from Pokemon Sword. Dynamax Adventures. So that short will be releasing in about 24 hours. Yeah, that is a weird sound. Like, what is what is Dodog Yoon? But yeah, I won't spoil the legendary. Oh, I mean, I guess I kind of spoiled the legendary in the title, but you'll see. It's kind of crazy looking at my save file on Crystal. I have more time played in Crystal than I do Brilliant Diamond, Shine and Pearl. That's how like quickly I went through this remake. Uh, Nothing yet. Cause you got to remember in Crystal, like let me see. I think they didn't introduce the shiny charm until Generation 4, or was it Generation 5? One of those two. So the odds in Crystal are what, one in like 8,000. something something or whatever. I forget. So the odds on crystal are pretty much double of the modern shiny odds. So crystal's like 1 in 8,000 something, and then this Arceus is not affected. Like the legendaries aren't affected by the shiny charm because they hate us. So Arceus is like 1 in 4,000, what, 100 or something. Forget the exact number. So statistically, if we were to just keep on going, Arceus should be the first thing that ends up being shiny. But you never know. You know, we're not counting how many soft resets because I can't be bothered, but we'll see. I know some people get it super quickly. Some people get it like 5 times over odds. Hopefully, you know, that's not us. Because once I catch this this Celebi shiny, then I'll just go to Ultra Moon because I'm currently sat there with Xerneas. And I can potentially do soft resets there. Or when I replayed the like entire franchise, maybe I can just move over the entire Pokédex into Pokemon Sword at like the beginning of my playthrough, and then eventually redoing the DLC and all that stuff, I'll have all the legendaries available for Dynamax adventures. And then those are what, 1 in 100 shiny odds. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Gen 5. I thought it was much sooner. I mean, kudos to people who actually shiny hunted back then. Never really shiny hunted back then. Just randomly come across a shiny, but never actually hunted back then. Boom, 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 boom. The only thing I'm like slightly scared of is Arceus because I don't have a Master Ball, like I mentioned earlier. Because think I used it on something stupid. I don't know. What legendary Pokemon would you add onto any team or mythical? In terms of legendaries, I think maybe Kyogre. I love Gen 3, and I'm a water guy. Maybe Kyogre. So then you have the setting up the rain. You can combo it with Pokemon that knows thunder, hurricane. Yeah, probably Kyogre. So pretty much I'm gonna the plan is most likely a timer ball. I do have a quick ball, so I'll probably just throw that out immediately and just see if I'm lucky, which highly likely it won't work. Um, then after that, because I believe um, after like turn 10, the timer ball's like percent chance goes up to I think 10%. I forget. But after like 10 turns, the timer ball's like the best bet. And then I saw, I mean, I don't think you can get the heavy ball in this game, but the heavy ball is like an insane chance if the Pokemon is like at 1 HP and like asleep or paralyzed or something like that. Also because it's based on weight. Um, and Arceus is heavy, so I don't think you can get a heavy ball, or at least I don't have one. So it's most likely just going to be getting to turn 10 and throwing timer balls until we catch it. So we have False Swipe, we have Hypnosis, we have Taunt. To stop it from recovering. So we'll see. If Celebi's shiny, it's easy. We have a Master Ball ready, so we don't really have to worry about that. Oops. Setting down one. like I'm not worried about Celebi at all. Arceus is the problem here. But yeah, when you were speaking about like ghost types, I'm really looking forward to when he sees Ceruledge. Ceruledge. That's that's one of the sickest Pokemon to me. Unfortunately, I think the shiny is just like the eye colors change or something, so it's unfortunate. But it's a cool design. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. All right, we got about 30-ish minutes left. Or I call it. It would be nice if they like decided to like just they kind of started to do it. Um they fixed some old shinies like Slowpoke and ZA, like the color is more like noticeable. So it would be nice if they like went back and just changed some shinies that are like bad. Like they could have easily just for the shinies like swapped the colors of both of them. So like Cerulege's shiny would be Armor Rouge or whatever, his color scheme, and then Armor Rouge would have Cerulege's color scheme. That would have been dope. I also wish they keep the sparkle sound effect moving forward, because I went back to Scarlet and Violet just to shiny hunt Cranidos, and I was able to get two of them for my shiny living dex, but that sparkle sound effect is a lifesaver, especially for those shinies that are barely noticeable. Yeah, those are definitely my least favorites. Like, you should make the shinies crazy, like like Espeon, right? Like it's green. Tangela is like the same way; it turns green. Like the crazy color differences are better. Like, I don't know why they did it with Garchomp, but like they should have just kept the blue and the like yellow of Gibble and Gabite. Like, there was no reason to just do a shade thing for Garchomp. Such a bad trend. Yeah, so far I'm not at the point yet in the DLC where I'm like actively shiny hunting with like the donuts or whatever. But yeah, I've seen videos. Oh, whoops. The main thing that made me like buy the DLC was it makes some shiny hunts for some of the base game Pokemon so much easier. Like the starters, like Froakie, because you only had that one spot, whereas in the Mega Dimension DLC you can find it, and then there's like multiple spawns. Ideally, I want to catch all the shiny Pokemon I don't have yet in ZA. Hopefully, Pokemon Day they update Pokemon Home compatibility, and then I can just move everything over, and then I can go back to the older games and shiny hunt there. I only need like a few more, like I think like 30, maybe like 30 more in Legends Arceus that I still haven't gotten. Almost done there, and then be done in ZA, and then the next thing would be really just Scarlet, playing that because that has a huge Pokédex, so probably get most of them through there, and then maybe the occasional 3DS stream. All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by and watching. I gotta make sure to subscribe to you on YouTube after this as well, because I saw that you upload some stuff. But yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one, and hopefully we get a shiny here, and then I can upload it to YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Pokemon World would say best witches. Ciao. Bonjour. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May it shine in the next 20 minutes. Hopefully. Yo, what up, Griffin? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, I figured I'd shiny hunt these two for a bit. Also, just to kind of see how this setup would look like, because I have my 3DS in front of the camera here. So I'm doing two at a time. Yeah, the only scary part is I don't have a Master Ball for Arceus, because I think when I like speed ran this game like years ago when it came out, I think I used the Master Ball like an idiot on like Palkia or something. This was like before I even cared to even shiny hunt anything. Um, Plus, I mean, we didn't even have this available until Arceus came out. But yeah, so I don't have a Master Ball for Arceus. I just have Timer Balls. I do have I do have a Master Ball for Celebi, if that ends up being shiny, but not Arceus. Yeah, I missed out on. I might have to fix up my chat overlay. Let me Um, so I didn't really enjoy the remakes of the fourth generation with this game. Like, it was very just too faithful. Like, they didn't really do much to make it better. Um, so I quickly played through it and then just kind of forgot about it. And then I missed out on the limited time mystery gift where you can do Arceus and Shaman. So I won't be able to shiny hunt those until they make them available in a future game or something. So, like, I think realistically, I won't be really shiny hunting much else outside of Arceus for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Because I think every other legendary outside of like mythical Pokemon, um, you can shiny hunt in other games. So I'll just like do Dynamax raids or Dynamax adventures or whatever it is. Because I got a shiny legendary from that. Because the odds are much higher too. Take a bit more time, but I'd rather deal with 1 in 100 odds for a Dynamax adventure versus soft resetting 1 in 4,000 something in this game. By the way, Drew takes on the tier list, cracked you up. Yeah, I was surprised with Miltank being S tier. Might need to get him to play a Generation 2 Pokemon game and see if that changes his mind on Miltank. Yeah. Miltank was a menace. Yeah, hopefully we might try to get him to you know, get back into Pokemon, play a Pokemon game, a modern Pokemon game. I know he has the Let's Go games, so maybe we can make him play that. Um, if he can somehow get his hands on a Switch 2, then maybe like Legends ZA or Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, since those games run at 60 FPS now on the Switch 2. Yeah, currently the plan is just Drew, just because he doesn't know Pokemon designs, so it's kind of just from the perspective of someone who like knows nothing about Pokemon. Um, but maybe in the future there might be some stuff. Because I'm planning once Pokemon Day happens and we get the announcement of Generation 10, I kind of want to go through the entire Pokemon franchise again, like from Generation 1 all the way up to Generation 9, just as like a timeline, like a Pokemon timeline going through the history of Pokemon. Um, so that kind of depends on a few things. So I have Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Crystal on Virtual Console on my 3DS. So I could just play it the way I'm playing this now with the camera pointed to my 3DS, because the only way you can stream a 3DS is like I think via a modded capture card in the 3DS. So I don't think I can actively like stream it like normal stuff nowadays. Um, Now, if they decide to re-release Pokemon Yellow and like Crystal and whatnot, maybe even Ruby and Sapphire on like Nintendo Switch Online for the Game Boy Advance, or even just have them on a separate Pokemon app that you can just play the old games on, then I could just stream everything on my Switch too. But we kind of have to wait and see on what they're doing with 30th anniversary, and if like ideally if they want to make money, they can just have the old games available and you can play the entire franchise on Switch too. Like that would be the ideal thing to happen. But sometimes with the Pokemon Company, that's sometimes it's asking for too much. Because right now the 3DS is the only way outside of original hardware to play Pokemon Yellow, the first generation, the second generation games. I forget if they had the Gen 3 games on Virtual Console. I forget. Maybe they did. Maybe I didn't buy them because the remakes were out. But yeah, right now the 3DS is one of the only ways to play it legitimately. Yeah, so yeah, okay, so it's probably just the first two. So yeah, like this is the only way to play these games on the 3DS. They did that for the 20th anniversary. So maybe for the 30th they'll re-release these games. Yeah, I wanna do that. Just like play through the old franchise or the whole franchise again. Maybe a game a month leading up to the release of Gen 10, which should be around November. That's usually when they release the Pokemon games. So we'll see. It all kind of depends on what happens for the anniversary. Yeah, I didn't really play the Ranger games, but the only tough thing would be I feel like they would probably have to make a new Ranger game, right? Because that relied heavily on the 3DS's like second screen, right? That's the only tough thing with porting DS games is the second screen. Boom, 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 boom. Closing in. Decided to come back, had to recharge myself. I feel a bit signed. They need new Ranger games since they're the logos over. It would be interesting. Like I never played the Ranger games, but I would definitely check them out if they came out with a newer one. Part of me kind of wants to try out Pokopia, but currently my funds, I'm trying to spend the least amount of money right now until I either land a job remotely while I'm living here in Japan, or if I can find a job here once if I pass the N3 language test. The only recent thing I bought was the DLC for ZA, just so I can get more shiny Pokemon, get more shorts content, so kind of going into the channel, so that's fine. Yeah, I've been here a little over a year and a half. Moved here end of June 2024. Went to language school on a student visa. Studied for like a year and a half. Right now, just trying to do everything I can to stay here. I already submitted my information for my my next visa. I have my temporary visa up until like April, and then I just wait for them to give me my new visa, which I think will be a year at least. So initially the thing that pushed me was, so a bunch of my friends on Discord with so Drew, the one I'm doing the videos with on the tier list. You know, he's a streamer, he's a YouTuber, he does reactions, playthroughs on Twitch, etc. I ended up catching one of his streams and then joined the community. And then we just became good friends. And then one of our friends in the community was studying abroad in Japan, and kind of like, you know, living there. So he would always tell us like, oh, Japan's sick, like, you know, we're gamers, we watch anime. So he's like, you guys should come over, like, Japan is cool. So one day, I think it was like February or March. No, I think it was April 2020, 2022. I gotta remember my time frame. April 2022, and we were just kept talking about it, and then I just decided to book a ticket to Japan. I sent it to the group chat and was like, hey, I'm going for 2 weeks to Japan around Halloween time. If you're down, go get a ticket and we'll meet up. If not, I'm still going to Japan. So then that made Drew get a ticket, and he got his ticket to Japan. So funnily enough, like, we're both from the States and we're both on the East Coast. But the first time we ever met after being like online friends for a few years now at that point was in Japan. So we went to Japan, spent 2 weeks here in Japan, had a good time. The konbini slaps. The egg sandwich in 7-Eleven is amazing. And we had a good time, you know, going to arcades, sightseeing. And then I kind of fell in love with Osaka because the vibe here is pretty cool. So after the first trip in 2022, I immediately booked another trip for the same time in 2023. And after that trip, I spent like a week in Osaka and was kind of just like seeing like what the vibe was. Um, and I was like, you know what? Something is telling me I need to move to Japan. And I just decided, as crazy as it sounded, was to just say, screw it. I'm just gonna move. You know, I had a good job. I was making good money, but I wasn't really happy. Um, so I immediately looked up language schools because getting a student visa and going to a language school is the easiest way into the country initially. And plus, if you're gonna want to move here, you need to learn the language. Um, so I signed up for a language school, got my visa, and quit my job, and then moved to Japan just with savings in my bank. And then I had some other money left over from like stocks and crypto and all that stuff. And then yeah, I just said screw it. You know, I was how old was I at the time? 32. Yeah, so I'm 33 now. Yeah, wait, was I? Yeah, so I was 32 when I made the move. Um, and you know, wasn't married, didn't have any kids, so I was like, now's the time to do something crazy, like move to another country and quit your quit my good paying job with benefits and all that stuff. And then yeah, I just moved, and you know, I'm definitely broke. I don't have the same amount of money I had back in the States, that's for sure. But life is better. I'm definitely happier. I'm enjoying my life here. So doing everything I can to kind of stick around here, uh, and yeah, make this a permanent living situation. Thank you. Yeah, I would say as someone who just said, you know, screw it and moved here, like whatever you want to do, just do it. It's like, yeah, like if I didn't make this move to Japan, like yes, I would have a lot more money back home if I stayed at my old job. You know, would have been perfectly fine there. But I wasn't satisfied. And moving to Japan, I'm satisfied, having a good time. Everything's good. And ideally, now like I'm still applying for remote positions that I can do like internationally because my last job was IT based. Um, so that's kind of what I'm doing on my off time is just applying to certain places just to see if I can land something. But this year I'm also really pushing YouTube more. Like as you guys seen with the tier lists, like before like uploading Pokemon shorts and like doing the tier lists and stuff, I was definitely more like an ultra wide channel, like uploading ultra wide content just because I love ultra wide. Um, but obviously, it's a very niche market or niche kind of thing, so it's not the biggest views. But my plan is my plan is to keep pushing the YouTube thing. You know, eventually get monetized. You know, the requirements is like 500 subs and then a certain amount of hours viewed on videos. So these tier list videos are at least helping get that watch time up. So ideally this year is the day I get monetized on YouTube, and then, you know, depending on how much money I can make here, use that to kind of help support my life here in Japan. So we'll see. And then if I can pass the N3 Japanese test, I get my results, I think like in maybe 2 weeks. If I pass it, then that gives me a good chance to go to like random jobs around here and get sponsored for a visa. Most entry IT level jobs, I think. I mean, remote is more common now, so like, if anything, there might be like you only have to go into the office like once or twice. It kind of depends. Kind of depends on the business. When I started IT, like, what, Jesus, almost like 10 years ago. Because I've been out of work for almost 2 years since I quit and moved to Japan. But yeah, when I started out, remote was not really common. So I guess it depends. Depends on what you're doing. Because I know for sure, like, especially during COVID, where it was just fully remote because no one wanted to go into the office. Um, I had my laptop on the side and I had my video games. I was watching One Piece. So some places might be worried about people actually doing work remotely. All right. We'll do 5 more resets and then I think we'll call it. I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and get me some food. Oh yeah, like I can multitask like crazy too. The only issue, the tough thing for me applying places is that some places it kind of gets a little touchy when you're like working overseas. Yeah, my Twitch is also Figgy640. At this point, YouTube is definitely the primary channel. I used to stream on Twitch regularly before I moved to Japan. But then when I moved to Japan, I didn't really have much time. And I had some graphics card issues, so I wasn't able to stream. So the viewers I had on Twitch kind of have to like rebuild that. Some of them probably don't even know I'm streaming again because the notifications are probably not going out. But also the times I'm streaming now, because I'm in Japan, like the time difference is a little weird. So in order for me to stream at my normal time, like I used to do back in the States, I would have to stream like around 8 a.m. ish here in Japan, which is doable, but sometimes I just kind of want to sleep in. Like, even the stream right now, this stream is a bit later than usual. I need to move that over. Thank you. I didn't realize that was out of frame. Thank you, thank you. As you can see, I am a Persona 5 fan based on the notification there. All right, this will be the last reset. And then we'll do just one random reset in Ultra Moon for Xerneas. And then we'll go to Alpha Sapphire and do one Sweet Scent just to finish off the stream. And then we'll call it. Okay. So we're done with Celebi for now and no Arceus. So close that. And then let me go ahead and make this. Let's just make this bigger. Why not? Since we're kind of done with here. So let me see. A second here. So yeah, let's go to Ultra Moon. We'll do one reset for Xerneas. And then we'll go to Alpha Sapphire. Oh, wait. Is this the wrong one? Yeah, this is the wrong one. Wait, this is severely out of focus. That's the one thing. I don't really... This is a very scuffed setup, but... All right, we'll just do this one. You know, we'll see. Is it shining? No. Okay. Okay, on to the Ultra Sun, I think it is. I think this is the one with the Xerneas that we're at the... Yeah. Okay, this one's not shiny. All right, last thing. Going to... Nope, not Metroid Prime Returns. Nope. Alpha Sapphire, there we go. We'll do one Sweet Scent, and we'll call it. Yeah, just to go, just to show how much. Oh, okay, it's not this one. It was one of my copies that I had like 999 hours in. Forget which one. All right, we'll see if we get a shiny here. Probably not, but all right, no shiny. Okay. Let me move this back just so that for a future stream it's nice and settled. All right, we're gonna call it there. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Didn't get the shiny today, but it'll happen eventually. We'll see. Maybe, yeah, it was shiny Voltorb or shiny Magnemite. I have one shiny Voltorb, so I need one more for Electrode. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Future streams, I have a couple of key mailer streams that I need to do for some games that I was given. So pick a, you know, keep an eye out. There's like a horror indie game that I got recently that I need to stream, a 2.5D like Fire Emblem kind of game, and then Hitman. We got the Hitman game where there's like the Eminem DLC, so we also got that from Keymailer. So we'll be streaming those because I need to stream those before the deadline because I don't want to be one of those people that gets games for free and doesn't stream them. So I want to have a good reputation there. So yep, just keep an eye out. YouTube Shorts, future tier lists. The next tier list should be dropping for you guys like in the morning, roughly like maybe like 10 a.m. or something, because I'm gonna release it here in Japan around like midnight, because most of the audience for those videos seems to be in America. So in about like 8 hours or so, the next tier list should drop for Generation 3. And yeah, I think it's the best generation so far based on Drew's opinions. So keep an eye out. All right, everybody, have a good one. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.